Sup, folks? I was gonna say another beautiful day, and I didn't want to be lying, so I took a look, and it is. It's a little cloud cover over there, but blue skies. Yesterday was a pretty good day. Went too close. Yesterday was a pretty good day. Let's see. First thing that happened was I went to the cafe and they were playing the entire album of Room for Squares by John Mayer. That, like, I wanna run through the halls in my heart. Like, I was singing immediately. And I was like feeling nostalgic. Like, I was like, oh my God. I didn't know John Mayer could take me back. But John Mayer took me back. And the reason, like, I have several of his albums, but I took them off my iPod, which is my phone. I keep calling it my iPod. Took it off my iPod because I just play stuff on shuffle, mainly. And sometimes the iPod is a dick and plays the same songs over and over again, and you get tired of it. So I got tired of hearing John Mayer. I think that's why he wasn't on my phone. I took him off. So iPod couldn't play him, even though I didn't want him to. You silly iPod. Anyways, so I walk in and hear John Mayer, and I'm like, and then they play the whole album, and the whole thing just takes me back to a time when I was in love with you know who. Now, before I started doing these videos, I used to write blogs, and I still write blogs, but I have lots and lots of articles written. And one of the articles, it wasn't too long ago, one of the articles was when I first started talking about you know who. And you know who is the girl who broke up with me while I was in Iraq. And then fucked with my head for the next 10 years after that. So I don't say her name. It's kind of silly, but now it's kind of fun to just reference her as you know. So if I wasn't recording on my phone right now, I would look up her like text thread or phone number, and it would say you know who. So like if my phone ever rang or anything, it would pop up. It'd be like you know who. Boop. So, anyways. So I wrote, like, I don't know, I ended up writing like 700 words about how walking in this cafe made me feel. And I did something that Gary Vee suggested you do if you're a writer. I don't believe it, but I'm gonna try it because he's a gazillionaire. Says if you're a writer, post entire blog posts on Instagram. That don't make no sense. But in the comments, post like an entire blog post on Instagram. So I wrote this little 700 words or so about how John Mayer made me feel. And I posted on Instagram. And someone said, well, it was totally worth it. I don't know if it was $1 million. I don't see $1 million in my bank account, but I did get one comment where somebody said that what I posted read like a book. And she wants me to hurry up and write my memoir. That's a pretty good feeling. That made me, like, sometimes I think something funny, ha ha, and I smile briefly, but this wasn't funny, right? This wasn't a joke. This wasn't something witty. This was a genuine comment from somebody that was what I wanted to hear. Like, it was like I wanted somebody to tell me that little post read like a book. That's why I wrote it. I could have these thoughts and I could write this. That's not why I wrote it. That's why I published it. That's why I put it there. I wrote it for me because I just felt this urge to write about John Mayer. If I'm ever going to be a public speaker, I got to stop saying. That was in the morning. I actually finished writing it in the afternoon. My job, I dropped my books off at Boulder Bookstore. Here's another cool story. Of course, I always have a crush on at least one barista because I spend all my time in coffee shops. There's always like, I joked around in one of my blog posts that if I could write all these stories about all these baristas that I'd ever love, I'd put them all together and publish a book called All the Baristas I Ever Loved. Anyways, there's one in particular, and I was like, you know, she's nice to me, and I don't know. But she was at the bookstore when I was dropping off my books, and I was like, whoa. I'm like, hey, and she's like, hey, where's Rusty? I'm like, oh, he's in the van, it'll be all right. And I'm trying to deal with the buyer at Boulder Bookstore, and I have to. I'm conducting business. Like, I can't be. I can't blow off the business I'm conducting. I'm like, okay, oh well, I'll see you. You know. And she walked away, and I'm like, okay, when I'm done here, I'm gonna go talk to her. She's in this awesome bookstore. She's looking at books. I'm like, and fill out the form with the buyer from Boulder. Made some corrections, paid for the promotion, blah blah blah. Did all this stuff, and then I hear a voice. See you later. And it was her, the barista, and she just paid for a book and she left. And I was like, oh, you're leaving? She's like, yeah, I'll see you later. And I still had stuff to do with my books. I missed. Didn't get to chat with her. I'd have to tell her that I'm an author, not why I was there, because I was putting my books up for sale there. And once you found out, who knows what happened? Who knows what would have happened? Authors are sexy. People just don't know I'm an author yet. That's the problem is. So there's that. So my books will be in Boulder Bookstore by Wednesday. Next, I went to my job interview. And I gotta say, it went well. The hotel is nice. It was good to see all this equipment that I haven't seen in years, type of equipment. Things that I have all experience in. And I met the guys that I would work with, and they all seem pretty cool. They all seem like not any grumpy Gusses or anything like that. The person who interviewed me dropped a couple hints about wanting a long-term, wanting somebody long-term, like make a career out of this position. And I had to tell him, like, I took a job one time. It was the last job I've ever had, actually, to do maintenance at a building in St. Louis, Central West End, St. Louis. And I told, they were like, this is for night shift, and not for night shift and then switch to day shift. This is for night shift. Are you cool with night shift? Will you be willing to spend your entire career on night shift? I'm like, yeah, no problem. Just lying, just needed a job. In this case, I don't need the job, and I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not gonna put this man in a situation where I'm like, yeah, I'll be your long-term guy, and then I cut out in 6 months or a year or something, right? So I told him, I said, I can handle everything I don't know. He hit a list of stuff. Everything I don't know how to do on that list, I can learn how to do. And then I'm pretty certain all those other things I can handle, blah blah. But I gotta, I know you want someone. I know you're looking for somebody who's competent, somebody with mechanical aptitude, which is me. But I gotta tell you that if you're looking for somebody long term, I don't think I'm your guy. Because he was talking about, he wants to train people for 2 years and before he feels comfortable, And I'm like, I don't know if I'll be here for 2 years. I don't know if I'll be here for 1 year. But I told him, I go, I don't know what the future holds for me. I haven't been employed in a long time. I don't know how it'll go. I don't know. I like to travel. I'm not always on the road. Blah blah blah. So if you're looking for something long term, I don't want to waste your time. And he said, well, he basically didn't care. He says, I'm looking to hire 2 people. Maybe that other guy would be my long-term guy. I need help. And I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's take a look. Because he wanted to show me around the place. So he showed me around the place. Like I said, it was cool. The hotel is nice. And the equipment, I like seeing the equipment that I would work on was cool. It was cool to see that stuff. The other thing was, I mentioned about this fool and how I could probably leave him in the car, in the van, but I have to run out every now and then and check on him and let him out and give him some water and all that good stuff. He said, yeah, he basically said it wouldn't be a problem. So there's a lot of good reasons for me to take this job. A lot of good reasons. Oh my God, put your Range Rover. Thank you, lady, for being nice. Oh, almost out of time. Anyways, so that was my day. It was a pretty good day. I don't know if they'll get back to me or not. We have to settle on a figure. There's a lot of good reasons why I would take that job. There's a lot of negative ones, but I gotta say, if the money's right, it may push me over. A la verga. Anyways, here's to another good day. I'll see you guys later. Rusty.